Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the new Ride Shadowban. That's right, the little brother to the algorithm. This board features Ride's directional twin standard camber. So it's a directional cam rocker, you get a little more rocker in the nose, camber through the inserts to just outside, and then a little rocker in the tail. Like I said, directional cam rocker. This is going to give you the load, pop, snap, and drive of traditional camber underfoot, but you're going to have that ease of entry in and out of turns from those rocker zones, as well as more optimal powder float. This board is available in 147, 151, 154, 157, 161, 155 wide, 160 wide, 164 wide. I rode this board at Copper Mountain on a day that was sunny, bluebird skies, sustained winds, you had chop, chunder, ice, and perfect hero snow on the groomers, and I rode it with my Rome Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. Overall, this board just feels consistent from tip to tail. It's just a uniform flex, and that's really weird these days because normally you get something that's a little softer in the tips and then stiffer through the middle. It's just consistent from tip to tip. Yeah, you have key flex points right where the rocker meets the camber zone in the tip and the tail, but other than that, it's consistent throughout. And between the feet, you have a little bit of torsional give, but not a crazy amount. It's just a consistent middle of the road flex that just feels uniform from tip to tail. When it comes to stability, this board is very smooth, very damp, yet still retains some liveliness, but isn't crazy reactive. It just feels consistently smooth. It's one of those boards when you get up to high speeds, you don't really get any chatter in the tips, you never really feel anything underfoot. It just does such a good job of dissipating any of that kinetic energy. With the camber section of this board being very dominant and just having an abundance of it, this board has snap. You do have to load that camber profile up and you really feel that downward weight right into the board, but it's not highly reactive, it's just consistent. So like you load it up, you know it's gonna rebound, but it's not like fighting you the whole time. And when you roll back on the tail and spring off that little rocker zone back there, you get in the air. This board just wants to pop off side hits, cat track gaps, ollie over anything in your path. When it comes to jumps, small, medium, and large, it doesn't matter. It's gonna handle them all with relative ease. You can be laid back, let the lip throw you, or you can pop off the lip and you're just gonna get higher and go a little bit further. This board is fully at home hitting jumps. So here's the thing when it comes to buttering with this board. The nose is gonna be a little bit better just because it's got a bigger rocker section, but you still have to get your weight outside that insert pack and really flex over into it. And you're gonna feel it wanna rebound just a little bit, just right where that flex point is, where the camber hits the rocker, it pushes back on you. So you're gonna get a little snap out of the nose. With the tail, it's smaller, but it locks in and it stays locked in. And then when you go to disengage, you get a little spring out of it. If you know how to butter, you're gonna be fine. If you don't, you're gonna have issues. And with it being so camber dominant, it can feel a little hooky. Now, when it comes to jibbing, a little speed and a little muscle goes a long way because this board does want to jib. It locks into presses and gives you that snap that's predictable out of the end of the feature, so you can just make it off. It's fine. But like I said, little muscle, little speed, it goes a long way and it locks in. When you go sideways, the board slightly cradles around the feature and you feel that, and it will just slide exceptionally well. Basically, it's a board you can jib with if you know what you're doing and you understand that there's rebound to a point with this board, that it's snappy but it's not overly reactive, and you'll be fine. If you don't, it'll probably eat you alive. When it comes to carving, this is where this board shines. It's got a smooth flow from edge to edge. It's uncanny how well this board turns. It wants to be on edge. You feel that roll-in construction just help with the grip underfoot, and this board steers from the ankle so well. Literally, it feels like you're driving it right outside the inserts. It just grips and locks in. Whether you're doing a deep carve or a mellow turn, it doesn't matter. When you really want to crank this board and you're flexing that camber profile and driving it off the tail, it snaps out of the turn. And when you get on your heel edge, after you're coming off your toe edge, you feel locked in, and vice versa, just going back and forth. Short, tight, quick carves, medium, mellow carves, long, hard, deep carves, Euro carves, It does them all with ease. This board is phenomenal at turning. Who's this board for? The guy that wants one board that can do everything. Just that true quiver of one, that just jack of all trades board. This is it. Consistent. That is the only way I can describe this board. I knew after riding this board about 400 feet that I wanted one. That's how good it was. It turns smoothly. It pops great. It drives well. It just did everything I needed it to do consistently. It was that good. It just felt like this was a board that I had ridden forever. It really reminds me of like an old Ride DH2. It's just that well riding. It snaps well, it digs in on the edge, it locks in on presses, you can butter with it. It's a true all-mountain freestyle board. This thing is absolutely phenomenal. Comparable boards: the Jones Mountain Twin, the Capita Indoor Survival, the Rosinal 1. Binding recommendations: the Ride C6, the Rome DOD, the Now Select Pro. This has been my review of the Ride Shadowban. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you going to buy one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this snowboard. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications, that way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here and you want to support us further, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.